Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to use date underscore trunc function in PySpark. So this function is used to truncate a timestamp column to a specified unit of time. So that means like year, month, day, hour, minute and second. So to truncate at year, month, day, hour, minute, and seconds units, and it returns in date format in the Spark data type format like year, month, date, hour, minute, second, millisecond. So in this in this format, it will generate the output. And before that, we'll see what is the difference between trunk and date underscore trunk. So earlier I made one video on uh, trunk, how to use trunk function in PySpark. So in continuation of that, I am making this video on date underscore trunk. So this trunk function, we have limitation in that. So limitation is like, so the trunk function we can mainly use for month, year, month, year, and quarter, and week. Okay, month, year. So date, it won't work. Quarter, week, it will work. Okay, so it is limited for only this kind of formats, trunk function. So then what about remaining formats like day and hour, uh, minute, second? So if you want to uh, use on these things mainly, suppose day, hour, minute, and seconds. So we have to use date underscore trunk function. So first we'll see the syntax. So date underscore trunk, and we need to pass the format. So format means this one. So whether you want year, month, day, or hour, minute, second. So this is the format. So this format you need to pass here, and we need to pass the timestamp column. So and one more difference, this trunk function we can use on both date and timestamp column, but it is recommended to use on date column. So date underscore trunk function, it is recommended to use on timestamp columns. So if you see this format, so whatever this format is there, this same thing, these formats. So here I'm going to explain about in detail. So our first format is here. So in this format area, so whether you can write either of these three. So all three will give same result. So either you can mention as year or 4y or 2y. So once you mention this format year, what will happen is this will truncate to the first day of the year. So what is the syntax example is date underscore trunc. So we need to write like this year. So here we can write either year or 4y or 2y. So come up column. So column means our date column, means timestamp column. And the second one is month. So for month, we can write either of these three. So either we can write like month or MON or double M. So what it does is it truncates to the first day of the month. So if you are mentioning year, it, it will truncate to first day of the year. So since you are mentioning here month, so then it will truncate first day of the month. So syntax is date underscore truncate. So here we can pass month. So either month or MON or we can pass here. And for day we can pass either of these two things, either DAY or DD. So what will happen is it will zero out the time part. So that means set to midnight. So this we'll see with example what it means zero out to the time part. So syntax is a date underscore truncate. So here we need to write either day or dd, and we need to pass the timestamp column. And next one is quarter. So truncate to the first day of the quarter. See, for everything, first day, and that final thing, it depends on what you are defining, whether year, month, day, or quarter. And similar way, syntax is date underscore truncate, quarter, and timestamp column. So if you want to truncate up to week, then truncate to the Monday of the week. So week means now we are in 11th. So suppose if our timestamp is current date, that means today, then if you mention like week, truncate to week means, so in this week, starting day is Monday. So it will truncate to 7. So that is the meaning. So truncate to the Monday of the week. So date underscore truncate, trunc, and we need to provide week and timestamp column. And similar way, hour. So hour, what it does, it zero out minutes and seconds. So zero out minutes and seconds. So I will show you in this example what it means. So date underscore trunc, and we need to pass hour and timestamp column. And similar way, minute, second, microsecond, milliseconds. So these are all same thing, like zero out to seconds, zero out. This is seconds, and zero out to fractional seconds, and this is micro and milliseconds. And syntax will be same. Only thing will change is the S1 format. So here minute, here second, here it is microsecond, here it is millisecond. So now our input type. So in this syntax, what is input type? So input type means this one. So our column, timestamp column. So input type is the function expects a timestamp column as input. So that means this one. And if your data is a string, you may need to cast it to timestamp first using like this. So either column dot cast, or you can use to underscore timestamp of column. So you can follow either of the method. So next what it returns is, so after applying this function date underscore trunc, your output column will be of timestamp type, data type. And if you need the result in a specific string format, then you have to mention, suppose if you want like this, that means without the day and time, then you should ramp up the result with date underscore format. So by default, it gives output in this timestamp format. Suppose if you want in other than timestamp format, like this custom format, you need to use date underscore format. So I already made one video on how to use different scenarios of date underscore format. You can watch this video in my playlist. So now here I'm going to explain about microsecond and millisecond. So what is the difference between microsecond and millisecond? So second means this one, hour, minute, second. Suppose if you assume this is the timestamp, so in this is the date portion and this is time portion. So in this first one is hour, minute, second, and this is millisecond. Okay, so second means it will come up to here. So hour, minute, second. So millisecond means, so first hour, minute, second, and millisecond. So millisecond will be up to 3 digit. So microsecond means it is up to 6 digit. So same thing is mentioned here, date underscore trunc. And if it is millisecond, you have to write millisecond and input column name. And this millisecond means it is up to 3 digits. So like this, 3 digits. And it removes microseconds. That means these 3 digits it will remove. Suppose if your timestamp is like this, it has microseconds, like 6 digits. And if you apply this function, then it will give you output only 3 digits. It removes this microsecond. These 3 digits it will remove. Next, date underscore truncate microsecond. So microsecond means 6 digits. So like this, 6 digits. And this is usually unchanged. So suppose if my input timestamp is this one. So first is a date, up to here date, and this is a time portion. So time portion, hour, minute, second, microsecond. So I have 6 digits. So on top of this timestamp, if I use this function date underscore trunc and millisecond, it will give you at the end 3 digits. So milliseconds means it will give up to 3 digits. And date underscore trunc, if you give microsecond, then it will print up to 6 digit. Okay, so this is the difference between microsecond and millisecond. So now we'll jump back to examples. So before that, I'm importing the required functions like date underscore trunc, current underscore timestamp, to underscore timestamp, date underscore format. So first what I'm doing, so I want to do format for year, month, day, hour, minute, second, and week, and quarter also. Okay, so here I'm using date underscore trunc. So date underscore trunc, I can perform all these things. But in case of trunc function, we can do only year, month, and week, quarter. So only these things we can do using trunc. So here I will write. So first of all, if you get idea what is the difference between trunc and date trunc, then this is the answer. Month and week, quarter. So it will support only these formats. But in case of date underscore trunc, in case of date underscore trunc, it supports all these formats. Okay. So now I am explaining with the first scenario, that is by using current date, current timestamp. So for this, I'm using spark.range1 because I want to print only one row. That's why I'm using spark.range1. So here I don't want to use any uh, data set. So here I don't want to use any sample data set. So I'm using spark.range1. And on top of that, I'm using select function. And first I want to print this one, current underscore timestamp. So if you required, you can add alias also here, like today, like today timestamp, you can mention it. So I will try to rerun this one. So currently default into current underscore timestamp. So since I given alias here, so okay, I written in SQL. So I will change this to PySpark. So now this column will change to, before that I'll try to run the functions. Yeah, so all the functions are here. So first I ran this function. So like it mentioning that current underscore timestamp is not defined. So I will rerun this one. Now the result will display here. So now this column name will get changed to today. So here what it prints is today's timestamp it will print. That means today's date and time it will print. Okay, so today date is 2026 3/11 and now time is 5:56:17. So this is microseconds. You can say milliseconds or milliseconds. So next, this is my first column. And on top of this column, what I'm doing is first I'm using format year. So date underscore truncate. So I want to truncate this timestamp based on year. So my truncate format is year, and here I'm mentioning current underscore timestamp. So since I'm using select, I'm using alias as year. So now what will happen? So if you see the difference here and here, since I'm truncating based on year, so except year, remaining all will back to 1. See here, day, month and day, it become 1. And time it is resetted to 0. So if you see our basic definition, see here, if you mention here, what it does is it truncate to the first day of the year. First day of the year. So that means now here, what is the year? 2026. So for this particular year, it will truncate to first day of the year. So first day of the year means 2026, January 1st. Okay, so this date portion is truncated now. Now we'll see time portion. So time portion, it will, if you see somewhere, it is mentioned that it is changed to midnight. That means 00. Somewhere it is mentioned. Yeah. So 0 hour time portion to midnight. So yeah, so here. So this is about this line of code. So it will generate year column. So next I will come to month column. So date underscore truncate. So here now my format is month. So here current underscore timestamp means this one. So month is this one. So that means these two values it will remain same. So 2026 3. So 2026 3 it will keep remain same and remaining day it will reset to 1. So that means that particular month starting date it will take back. That means if you see here, if you mention month, what will happen? Truncate to the first day of the month. So first day of the month means, so here March is the month, but here date is 11 is there. Since it is March, it will take you to first day of the month. That means March 1st. So actual input is 2026 March 11. After applying truncate on month, it become 2026 3 1. And date portion, time portion, it will become zeros. So next we'll come to day. So day is this one. So for day, what is our meaning is, so 0 out the time portion. 0 out the time portion. Why? Because if you see our input, we are doing truncate on date. So that means these three portions, it will be remain same. It will be remain same here. See here, we are truncating up to here, up to day. And remaining time portion, it will set to 0. So after day, so I am applying hour. My format is hour. So for hour, what it mentioned is 0 out minutes and seconds. So that means my input is this one. So I given format on hour. That means from here to here, it will retain same values and whatever is there now after this. So minute, second, all these things, it will become 0. See here up to hour, it is retained that value. So after that, it become all 0. And at the same way, if I apply minute, so here I applied minute. My format is minute. So now what it meaning here is 0 out seconds. That means after minute we have seconds. If you see here, the first one is hour, minute. So we applied now format on minute. So that means from year to minute, values will be remain same. And whatever seconds and milliseconds is there, this will become zeros. If you come to minute column, see here hour, minute is there. From second onwards, seconds onwards, it will become 0. So next one is second. So here, so first one is hour, minute, second. So remaining millisecond, it will become 0. See here, hour, minute, second. So after millisecond, it become 0. So next it is week. So next it is week. We'll see how week will print. So today's date is 2026, 3/11. So as I told earlier, this is our today's date. And what I given function is week. So week means what it mentioned here, it will say to starting of the Monday. If you see your week, it will truncate to the Monday of the week. That means first day of the week. So today is 11. So this particular week, what is the starting of the day? Starting of the weekday is 9th. So this 9th, it will set here. If you see week, see 2026, 3 March 9th. Actual date is 11, but since we mentioned week, it will become 9. So starting week of the day. Next quarter. So whatever today's date, if you see, it falls on first quarter. So January, February, March, these 3 months is first quarter. Since our today's date is on first quarter, what will happen? It will reset to first day of the quarter. So what is first day of the quarter? 2026, January 1st. So today's date is this one, but since we mentioned format is quarter, so this March falls on first quarter, and first quarter means it will reset to first day of the quarter. So first day of the quarter means this one, January 1st. So that it printing here. So next is microsecond and millisecond. Since I already mentioned here, millisecond means up to 3 digits, microsecond means 6 digits. But here in output wise, you don't see any difference. So you will see same 3 digits only. So even though if you have our input, so here 3 digits is there. So here also it's showing 3 digits. But still, even if you have 6 digits also, so Spark will show only 3 digits. So below I will show you example why it shows like this. So whatever example I explained here by using current underscore timestamp. So based on today's date, that means without creating data frame. Now I'm creating one sample data frame. So here I have one column start underscore ts. So in this I have timestamp values. So first I'm doing spark.create data frame. So if I do spark.create data frame, my timestamp column that is start underscore ts, it becomes string type. So to convert to timestamp, I'm using with column method, and here I'm using to underscore timestamp. and I'm mentioning the column name, and this column format I'm mentioning here. So here same format I'm mentioning here. So year, month, date, hour, minute, second, milliseconds. So since I have few are milliseconds, few are microseconds, so I mention format as microseconds. So now if I print this data frame, see here I'm getting here timestamp values. So even though we have here 6 digit, so why it showing only 3 digit? So that is because Spark timestamp display format is like this. Default format is like this. That means they fixed the format to millisecond precision in most UIs, including Databricks also. So Spark internally stores as 6 digits, but it displays only 3 digits. Okay, so that is the reason, even though we have here 6 digits, it displaying only 3 digits. Okay, so now on top of this data frame, I am using select method. So first I'm selecting start underscore TS. So this is my input column. So in this input column, on top of this, I am generating all these again. So whatever I explained, same formats I added here. Date underscore truncate. So first one is year, month, day, hour, minute, second, millisecond, microsecond. So only two things I am not added is week and quarter. So those also we can try and add here is you can add here. I'll try to add those two also. So this is week and alias is week and this is quarter. Okay, so I will try to rerun this one. And after that, I will try to rerun this one so that these two columns will get added here. So explanation is same. Uh, Suppose if you take first column, so it is truncated up to year and here 2026 is there. So it will retain this one. So since it is mentioned to year, it will become starting day of this year. That means 2026 January 1st and the time portion will become 0. And same thing here 2026 January 11. So it will become 2026 January 1st. So here 2025. So 929 is there, but it will become 2025 January 1st. So here 2025 6 5 is there, but still it will become 2025 January 1st. So here also 2025 January 1st. And next, if you come to month, so 2026 02. So this month starting value it will take. So 2026 02 1 it becomes. So 2026 02 1 and the time portion will become 0. And here 2026 1 11. So since it is up to month 2026 01 and this become 1. So that means first day of this month. So 2026 01 01. And here 2025 9 and it become 1. 2025 9 1. And here 2025 605. So 2025 06 and this will become 1. 2025 6 1 and time portion will become 0. And same thing here also. And similar way day also same. So up to here, day means first three part. So that is for date portion 2026 to 22, and remaining full time will be 0 here. So here, if you see all the dates, so you will get same dates. Whatever we have same date, will get same dates, and time portion will become 0 here. And at the same time, hour. And if you compare with input, date portion and t and hour. So up to hour, all these values will get repeat. Same you will get, but remaining minute, see here, up to hour, you will get same values. And after that, all become zeros. So minute, second, millisecond, and time zone all become 0. And similar way, minute also. See here, this is hour, this is minute. So up to minute, same values as input column, and from second, millisecond, second value, it becomes 0. See here, all become 0. And similar way, second. So up to second value, hour, minute, second. So up to second, you will get same values from input column. So microseconds will become 0. And week. So now we'll see week. So week also same thing, but I will show one or two examples. 2026 to 22. This is 2022 to 2026 February month, and 22. 22 means here is there. So what we are checking first is week, second week. So week 22, February 22. So this is the end day of the week. But what is the starting day of the week? 16. That is Monday. So here output will get as 16. So here 2026, February 16. At the similar way, 2026, January 11. 2026, January 11. So this is the last day of the week. And what is the first day of the week? This one, January 5th. If you see this one, January 5th, you will get. Okay. So same thing for remaining dates also. Maybe we'll check this one, 2025, 2025, 9. So 4, 8, 9, September, and 29. So 29 is this particular week. That is Tuesday. What is the start day of the week? 28. That is Monday. So 2025, 9, 28. See here, 2025, 9, 9, 29. So this is which month? Ninth month. 4, 8, 9. 4, 8, 9, 9, 29. Then it should be 28. Quarter, which one your second week quarter, 9, 29. 9, 29. Month is correct. This is ninth month. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth month, 29. So actually it should come 28, but it coming 29. So next to 2025, 2025. Okay, I'm seeing 2026. That's why it's not coming correctly. 2025. Two thousand 25. Okay, 2025. See here for this value, 29. So this is 29. That is starting of the day. That's why it's coming 29. So we'll see for June 6. So here uh, June 5th, right? June 5th. So that is Thursday, but starting of the week is so if you see for this particular date, we'll get 2 week as June 2. Okay, so like this, we can check the week and similar way quarter also. Uh, if you see this particular value, maybe same value we'll see 2025 June 2025 June 5. So this comes on second quarter. So up to March first quarter, April to June is second quarter. Since it is second quarter, it will truncate to first day of the quarter. So that is April 1st. It will truncate to April 1st, 2025, here 2025, April 1st. And similar way, 2025, 4, 4. So 4 means April month. So it falls on second quarter. And what is the first day of the quarter? 2025, 4, 1. 2025, 4, 1. And similar way, if you say check some, this one, 2026, January 11. So it falls on first quarter. So it will truncate to first day of the quarter. So it become 2026, 1, 1. So here 2026, 1, 1. And similar way, millisecond, microsecond also, as I told earlier. So we'll see same values. You won't see any difference because of Spark display limitation. Okay, so next, how to print week, quarter, millisecond. So first I'm creating one sample data frame. So my data frame is this one. I'm passing here 1, 2, 3, 4 values. That means 5 rows I want. So in data, I created tuples. So spark.create data frame. I'm passing this data here and my column is ID. So this same piece of code, instead of writing all these things, simply you can write like spark.range. Suppose this one is equal to spark dot range of 5. Okay, so both are same. So both are same. Output will become same only. So next, on top of this sample data frame, I am using one new column that is created underscore TS. So here I am printing current underscore timestamp. That is today's timestamp I am printing here. Okay, so today's timestamp is printed, and after that I am writing to delta lake. So this particular table, that means whatever output is there, this one I'm writing to delta lake by using write method, and mode I given override, and I'm saving as table like save as table, and this is my table name. So after saving as table, I'm using SQL here. So here I written in spark.sql. So same thing, you can write in SQL also by using %SQL, and you can write only this piece of code. So here I used spark.sql. So you can write like spark.sql, and inside that you can mention triple quote. So starting and ending with the triple quote, and in between you can write the SQL code. So here what I written is in select statement created underscore TS. That is my input column. That is this one. And on top of that, I'm using date underscore truncate. So here I'm truncating up to week, quarter, millisecond. So this explanation is similar way it will truncate. Okay, so now, okay, I think this is the last one. So maybe we'll take one thing. Maybe I need to update this one since I updated this one. So now this is latest. So here, what I can do here, one more thing is like, so here I given 5 up to range 5, and here I given up to 1, 2, 3, 5. So here I added 5 rows. Since the values are same, since we given current underscore timestamp, it will print same values. So what we can do is, for avoiding this repetition, what you can do is, if you are writing this code, you can change this one to 1, or you can remove this portion. Remove this portion, you keep only 1. So then it will print only 1 row here. Okay, so now 311, 2026, 311. If you truncate up to week, so week means this is our today's date. So this is our today's date. If you first we are applying on week, that means it will truncate up to first day of the week. That means 9th March. If you see this one, 2026, 9th March. And at the similar way, quarter. So today's March, it falls on first quarter. Falls on first quarter. Then what it does this quarter is, it will truncate to first day of the quarter. So what is first day of the quarter? January 1st. So it will truncate to 2026, January 1st. And similar way, millisecond. So here our timestamp is hour, minute, second, millisecond. So since it is mentioned as up to millisecond, so it will print the whole thing. It will print the entire value. So you won't see any difference. In case if your input has 6 digit, but still it will show these 3 digits only because of Spark limitation. But actually, whenever you mention millisecond, it's supposed to show only 3 digits, even though if your input has 6 digits. Okay, so that's all about this video on how to use date underscore truncate function in PySpark. So if you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.